Purdy, to me, is one of the most interesting case studies in recent NFL history because, like you said, rookie quarterback finally in a very, very big game. He's played in some big games. I saw today on ESPN they were saying, oh, this is easily the first test of Brock Purdy all year long. It's like, no. He's been in some games where it's like, win or go home. You can make the case last week was still a very big game for Brock Purdy. They just rolled a division rival. I just can't seem to get it in my head that he's going to win another game and then win another game and win a Super Bowl. And it's to me, eventually there's got to be a point where a guy being a rookie quarterback, being a 7th round draft pick, coming out of the Big 12 where it's not like he was, the best quarterback in the entire Big 12, the lights have got to get a little too bright for him. Do you feel the same way, or is there something different about this kid that we're all just missing?
I don't know. I mean, we were just talking about Kyle, right? To me, I'm more concerned about the lights being too bright for Kyle. Kyle's the one with the track record of falling apart when the lights get too bright. Let's look back at last week's game against Dallas, okay? 19 points. What happened on offense? Well, in the first half, everyone said the Niners were going to run right through Dallas, right? Dallas, good pass rush, good DB, can't stop the run. Watch out for Christian McCaffrey. Here comes Christian. Here comes Kyle. 11 carries, 27 yards in the first half. What the hell happened? That's not Brock's fault. I mean, while that was going on, Brock was running for his life, trying to make something out of nothing, sort of keeping the offense afloat while the defense kept the team in the game. My question really is Kyle Shanahan's run game going to work against Philly? I mean, of course you can wonder, is Brock Purdy going to fall apart and throw 3 picks? But so far, he's been shockingly consistent. A very good game manager. And he's gotten a little lucky with some passes that could have been picked, but he doesn't make bad decision where it's like, man, you threw that right at that guy and he dropped it. It's like, well, it got tipped and he probably should have picked it off, but frankly, it wasn't a bad call. I actually trust the maturity and the poise of that 23-year-old quarterback over that 43-year-old head coach. I do. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm cynical. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Okay, so let me ask you this about the quarterback situation, because that's going to be a main theme for your channel whenever the Niners season ends, whether it's Sunday or 2 weeks from Sunday or whatever it is. Let's say they lose the NFC title game. I'll give you two scenarios. Lose the NFC title game and then make it to the Super Bowl. Is it either way Brock's the guy? Is it if they lose and Brock looks bad for the first time on Sunday, then there's maybe a quarterback competition with Trey Lance? What do you think goes down in San Francisco, win, lose, or draw at the end of this year?
It's hard to say. It's hard to take him out of the starting spot at this point.
Yeah.
If he loses this weekend, he lost to the best team in the league, and it's his first loss ever. Yeah. And you'd be like, you know what? That's unacceptable, Brock.
Get out of here.
Get him out of here. This freaking bum. No, but I think it's fair to be like, let's see what happens in the game. If he loses, is he the main reason? Does he look really limited? Because the whole idea with Trey is he's supposed to be unlimited, in terms of skill set, and that's a project you want to undertake because look at the quarterbacks who are left, right? I mean, they're all so talented. There's nothing Jalen Hurts can't do. There's a lot that Brock Purdy can't do. So maybe he'll win in spite of that. But I think what the Niners will probably do is say all the right things about Trey and call him a starting quarterback, but just they'll keep Brock in that role until he either falls apart over an extended period of time or gets hurt. And then Trey eventually will get his chance, and we'll see how he does. But Brock set the bar pretty high at this point. And I don't see how you bench him after one career loss in the NFC Championship game to the Eagles. I mean, I almost have a little bit of sympathy for you. It's a different scenario, but this feels kind of Nick Folesy back in 2017 because now Trey wasn't balling out whenever he got injured, right? He was kind of slowly coming into his own, whereas Carson Wentz was balling out. But still, you insert this guy, Nick Foles, Brock Purdy, they're not supposed to be here at all. They're not supposed to be this good, and Nick was the exact same way, did not turn the football over. That was his whole thing. Not like he was shredding defenses, although he did, I guess, the Vikings and I guess in the Super Bowl. It was RPOs. It was RPO. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit of similarities, but then we, of course, in Philadelphia just went, okay, thank you, Nick, but we have the MVP coming off the bench now with the injury. Carson's
They can't say that with Trey. Exactly. They can't say that with Trey. He's got 4 career starts. Exactly. So they're in a conundrum. It's going to be fascinating. Yeah.
I get why they drafted him. I was fascinated of that entire draft class. Patrick Mahomes, I think, has ruined a lot of draft rooms because teams are
Josh Allen too.
Scared. Yes, they're so scared of passing on these guys who are terrible in college but have all the intangibles, and now everyone's freaking out. I think yesterday I saw it was Mel Kiper's mock draft has Anthony Richardson at number 9, the quarterback out of Florida. And yeah, I did the same thing that you just did. It's like, what are we doing?
Because it's all projection. It's all projection. And what we're seeing in the NFL is you might want to take the guy who's pro ready, because that way you get to take advantage of the entire rookie contract, not 2 years of it, 4 years of it.
Right.
And I mean, how much development really goes on in the NFL these days? The reps dwindle year in year. I mean, there's fewer practices, fewer reps.
Yeah.
Some coaches can do it. I mean, Kyle can't. I don't think he can. I think he's blessed to get a guy like Brock Purdy who's freaking pro ready. I think that's what Kyle needs. Some coaches, give Andy Reid, Mike Holmgren, sure, absolutely, but there's so few guys like that.